Okay, so let's read page 95 together. Or we'll start with pages 94 and 95. So as we read these pages, I want you to think about what Miyata's relationship with her father is like. Okay, and then we'll highlight some details that tell us. So then, toward dark, she heard her father come home. She heard the screen door slam and his heavy trudge to the kitchen. She heard the groan of the faucet and then her father calling, "Miyata, vinaka." Miyata let the pencil roll from her hand. She was tired of doing her math problems. "See," Miyata yelled as she scooted back her chair. She hurried into the living room. "What's up, Poppy?" "I found something at work." "What?" "A most unusual thing." "What is it? Tell me." He was holding a small white box in his hand. "It scared me when I found it." Her father's face was dark with worry and dust from his long hours at work. Miyata furrowed her brow. She was curious. Slowly, her father lifted the lid from the box. Miyata peeked in, standing on her tiptoes. In it stood an adult index finger that was as gnarled as a root. She eyed her father and clicked her tongue. "Where do you think it came from, Miha?" her father asked seriously. He petted the finger with his free hand. "From your left hand, Poppy," Miyata answered, hands on her hips. "That's where it came from." A sudden smile brightened brightened his face. He wiggled the finger in the box and screamed, "Aye! It's coming alive. I better put it down the garbage disposal." He ran into the kitchen laughing, and Miyata followed her father, but he only got himself another glass of water. So, how can we tell? What are some details that tell about what her relationship is like with her father? What do we think? Boo, tell me about Miyata and her father's. What does he do as soon as he comes home? So he walks into the door, and then what does he do, Boo?
He calling Miyata.
Yeah, as soon as he comes in the door, he calls for her. What does that tell us about their relationship?
I don't know how to say.
Well, is he excited or eager to see her, or does he not care about seeing her when he gets home from work? Yeah, he's eager to see his daughter when he comes home from work. And then, thank you, Boo. And how does Miyata act, B? As soon as her father calls her, what does she do?
She says yes and hurry to the living room.
Yeah, she immediately stops what she's doing. She comes down. So how does Miyata feel about seeing her dad? B, how does she feel about seeing her dad?
She feels happy.
Yeah, she's excited to see him as well. Okay. So then, let's say, what happens next in the story, Minnie? What do they do once she comes downstairs? What does he show Miyata? Box with what in it?
A box with an adult index finger that was as gnarled as a root.
Yeah, he shows her a human finger. Is that a normal thing for someone to do?
No.
No? Okay. And then what does he say about it? Minnie, what does he say about the finger?
He said that it's coming alive and I better put it down the garbage disposal.
Okay. And what does this tell us about their relationship? Do they have a good, friendly relationship or not so good?
They have a good, friendly relationship.
Yeah, they seem to have a pretty good relationship. They're eager to see each other. They tease each other. They're getting along well. Okay, good job. All right, let's see what happens next. Dad, Miyata asked, taking his large work-stained hands into hers. Yes, Miha. Yeah, Miha. He wiped his mouth with the back of his free hand. Do you think I should run for office? She hesitated and then continued. I mean, I'm not as popular as Rudy or his friend Alex. Well, popularity is one thing, but service is another. ¿Entiendes? Miata shook her head. She was confused. I mean, it's okay to have a lot of people who like you, but it's far better to help people to get things done. He gave her a light hug. Don't worry, just go for it. If it doesn't happen, pues, you can still do good. Miata liked that. She had plans for the school, and they were good ones. So, from this last page in the story, does the author feel that it's better to be well-liked or to help people and get things done? What do you think, Richard? What is the author's point of view?
The author think it's better to be well liked.
Okay, thank you, Richard. So we can tell the author thinks it's better. Oh, sorry, you said it's better to be well liked or to get things done?
Well liked.
To be well liked? All right, well, let's read this from the story again. I mean, it's okay to have a lot of people who like you, but it's far better to help people to get things done. So everyone can type their answer into the chat. What does the author, how does the author feel? Is it better to be well liked or to help people to get things done? So type your answer into the chat, please. Okay, Dino's got it. Mitzi's got it. Chimai's got it. Richard, what do you think? How does the author feel? Good job. To help people to get things done. Okay, good job, Richard. Okay. And what lesson does Miata learn about running from office or running for office? What does she learn from this story, Tuelam? Or from this event?
Could you ask the question again?
Yep, it's on the screen. Do you see it? What lesson does Miata learn from running for office? So what does her dad say?
Don't worry, just go for it. If it doesn't happen, please, you can still do good.
So even if she doesn't win, what could she still do?
She can still do good.
Yeah, she can still do good things even if she doesn't win the election. Okay. Good job. All right, what do we think of this story? Who likes this story? Who thinks it's medium and who dislikes it? Let me see. Mitzi says medium. What do you think about this story, Mitzi? Why do you find it medium? Just okay? Is there anything you didn't like about this story?
No.
Okay, let's check our homework. So, from page 89, Miata wants her classmates to be interested in what she has to say. So how could she make her speech more appealing to her classmates? She might speak in a less formal way to connect with them. Look at Miata's original speech, then rewrite it to help her connect to the audience. What language or idioms would help make her speech more engaging? So looking at her original speech, Say, Hen, can you read the original speech for us, please?
We can put some really nice azaleas and pansies outside our windows. The walls will be all clean, not like they are now.
Okay, good job. So that's very formal language. So remember, how did the students react to her formal speech? Mid A, how did the students react to her formal speech?
The students are bored. They felt bored.
Yeah, they felt very bored. Okay, so how can we rewrite the speech to make it more interesting to her audience? Dino says it's plain. Okay, so who had some ideas? How could we take her same ideas and make it more interesting for the students? So I need cameras on from everyone. I can't see who anyone is, and then I can't call on you. Elsa, what did you get for her new speech? Can you read yours, please?
We can put some beautiful azaleas and appealing panties outside our windows. The walls will be perfectly clean, not full of graffiti like they are now.
All right, so we can put some beautiful azaleas and what else?
Appealing.
Pansies. Keep reading.
Outside the windows.
Okay, what else?
The walls will be perfectly clean, not full of graffiti like they are now.
Not full of graffiti like they are now. Okay. So this is pretty good, Elsa. It's still a little bit formal. So how can we add more informal language to make it more interesting? So remember, when you're writing a speech, you need to think about who your audience is. So this still seems like you might be talking to like parents. We want to be talking to other 5th grade students. So how could we add more informal language here? Chimai, what did you write for your speech? For Miyata's new speech?
We could put very nice
Azaleas.
azaleas, and it could be very interesting if the walls could. It would be very clean if the walls are all white like they are now, not like they are now.
So we're just gonna add perfectly clean and white. Okay, so I feel like we're adding more descriptive words, but we're not really adding more informal language. Who has an example of informal language? How would we speak to other students? Who has an idea for us? Lily, how might we speak to other students? And if you don't, everyone could be typing some answers into the chat as well. Tell me some informal language that would talk about flowers and then keeping everything clean outside. Lily, do you have any ideas for us?
No, because like when I typed in my answer, I wrote, don't you know the walls needs clean up, and all the walls need to be clean.
Don't you know that all the walls need to be cleaned up? Okay. So would we say don't you know or don't you? Don't you what?
Think.
Think? Okay, we could say don't you think that all the walls need to be cleaned up? Yep, that's more informal. Okay. So everyone should be typing. You don't have to type your full speech, just maybe a sentence or two from your speech into the chat, please, so we can build a more informal one. All right, good job, Lily. That's definitely more informal. All right, asking your y'all like a clean classroom, don't you? Azaleas and pansies outside our windows. Well, that's fresh. Good job, Chimai. Perfect. Okay, don't you think that all the walls need to be cleaned up? Again, we'll say 2. All right, here we go. So, y'all like a clean classroom, don't you? Azaleas and pansies outside our windows. Well, that's fresh. Don't you think that all the walls need to be cleaned up too? What do we think about that one? Okay, good job. And then Dino said, do you want to live in dirt? If not, then we should clean up the walls. Yeah, good job. Who wants to live in dirt? No, not me either. All right, good job. So that's definitely much more informal. Okay. So now we need to do the opposite. So on the second page, it says read page 91. Imagine that Rudy has won the election. He is writing a letter to the principal to ask for more recess time. Think about his speech, then change the language of his speech using more formal language that will make his letter more serious in tone. So Tuet Ming, for Rudy, who is his audience now? Where did I just click on? Where's Tuet Ming? Here? Who is his audience?
His audience is the principal.
Yep. So what kind of language do we want if we're talking to the principal? Formal or informal?
We need formal language.
Formal language. So here's Rudy's speech initially. Or, yeah, gente. Instead of just 15 minutes, I'm going to ask the principal for 20, at least. Maybe even half an hour, homeboys. Who in here would talk to your principal like that? Who's going to call your principal homeboy? Maggie? Are you going to call the principal homeboy?
No.
Probably not. I don't think any principal would react well to that. Okay. So you can type some, I want everyone to be typing a sentence or sentences from their letter into the chat, and I'll be calling on people. How could we politely start our letter to the principal to ask for more break time or more recess? So if you don't have your camera on, I cannot call on you. And James, I'd like for you to at least put your microphone on today. So Maggie, how might we start our letter to the principal?
We'll write dear principal.
Yeah. Dear principal. That's pretty formal. Okay. And then what might we say in our letter? B, how could we start our letter here?
Can we have more break time?
Is that it? You don't want to do any? So remember, when we're writing a persuasive letter to someone, I think it might be best to start out with the problem. Why would we want more break time? Not just, dear principal, can we have more break time? That doesn't sound very good. I'm not convinced. So B, how might we start out with the problem? We want to do it in a very polite way, remember? So what would we say? We start off, as the fifth grade class president, I am.
Rudy.
Say again. I am.
Rudy.
Okay, well, we're going to assign Rudy at the end of the letter, so we don't need to say our name at the beginning. So we want to tell the principal that there is a problem in the school. What would the problem be? I am concerned that what? B, what are we asking for here?
Asking for more recess
So what's the problem? That there's not enough?
or recess time.
There is not enough recess time. So how does that sound? Formal, right? As the 5th grade class president, I am concerned that there is not enough recess time. So now we need to give some reasons why. So Ming-Cho, what might be one of the reasons why we would want to ask for more break time or more recess?
I think because the students think learning is too stressful.
Okay, you can say we spend a lot of time learning, which can cause us a lot of stress. Okay? Yes, Lily?
And also, if we had a lot of time to a lot of recess time, then we will have more time to prepare for the next class.
Okay, so let's keep going with the stress part. So, and then I'll come back to yours in a second, Lily. So we spend a lot of time learning, which can cause us a lot of stress. And then we'll say having more break time will do what for us, A?
Having more break time will make us relax more.
Okay, so we'll say will allow us
For us to
to
relax
more.
more for the next class.
Okay. And then Lily said, more recess time will also give us more time to prepare for our classes. Good job. Okay. And then Dino in the chat said, please consider, that's very polite, giving us more time to rest our brains. Okay, good job. And Jimai said, we are all working really hard in our class because we want our futures to be as bright as possible. So I'm going to put that before D. Okay. And then how are we going to end our letter? Sky, how do we end a formal letter? Minnie, how do we end a formal letter?
Sincerely,
Yep. Sincerely. Who?
Rudy.
Rudy. Good job. All right. So here are our new speeches. Okay, good job. So we have a formal one for Rudy and an informal one for Miata. Okay, does anyone have questions about the homework? Nope, okay. So what we're gonna do now is talk more about compare and contrast. So I need someone to read the first part of this. Say, Boo, can you read the first paragraph for us, please?
In the story, Off and Running, Miyata and Rudy are realistic characters who approach the same goal in different ways. Their personalities are shown through what they say and do.
Okay, good job. So their personalities are shown through what they say and they do. Okay, and Hen, can you read the second and third paragraphs, please?
When you compare and contrast, you look for details that show how characters or ideas in the text are the same and different. To compare characters, think about what the characters say, what they do, and how they feel. Comparing and contrasting characters helps you understand their unique traits and motivations. Look back through the story to find text evidence about Miyata and Rudy. What similarities and differences between the two characters do you discover?
Okay, good job. So let's look at, we're gonna do an example, or sorry, we're gonna do a practice compare and contrast activity. And then I think, depending on how much time we have, you might do the Venn diagram at home to compare their speeches. Okay, so let's talk about unicorns and Pegasus. Who can read to us about unicorns? Ming Cho, go ahead, read to us about unicorns, please.
Unicorn. The
Ming Cho, are you there?
yes. Unicorn. The unicorn is usually thought as a white horse-like animal with a single long horn coming from its forehead. It is often described as having magical powers. In medieval Europe, some believed that unicorn horns could purify water and heal sickness. People would actually eat what they thought was unicorn horn powder because they thought it would prevent them from getting sick.
Okay. Thank you, Ming Cho. And Pegasus. Hong Tao, can you read to us about Pegasus, please?
Pegasus was a flying white horse with wings that came about in ancient Greece. The role of Pegasus was to bring Zeus, the father of Greek gods and goddesses, thunderbolts and lightning. According to myth, springs of water burst forth from the earth where Pegasus walked. Unlike a unicorn, Pegasus did not have a horn.
Okay, good job. So, what is a difference between the unicorn and Pegasus? Pizza, tell me a difference, please.
Difference of what I can hear.
Can you see on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm asking the question that's on the screen.
Pegasus is a different color.
Pegasus is a different color?
Yes.
Is that how they're different? What color is the unicorn? Pizza, you are not finished. Do not mute until I am finished asking you the question. What color is the unicorn?
Unicorn is white.
What color is Pegasus?
White.
So is that a difference between the two of them?
No.
So tell me a difference between the two of them.
Pegasus. Pegasus. The unicorn can. Pegasus has wings.
Okay. What is not true about the unicorn? The unicorn has a single horn coming from its forehead. Some believe that the unicorn's horn had healing powers. The unicorn comes in many different colors, or the unicorn has magical powers. Ling Chi, what is not true about the unicorn? Not true is something that the unicorn and Pegasus have in common. Select all that are true. Say, P, what's something that they have in common? Tell me one.
they have in common is like a horse.
They are horse-like. Okay, who has another one? Sky, tell me.
They are white.
They're white. Okay. Say, Ciro, tell me another one.
They are not real.
They are not real. Okay, what about the last one? Is there any others or is that it? Lily, what do you think?
That's it. That's all.
That's it? Okay, let's check. Okay, good job. All right, last question. Which of the following is a fact? Unicorns have magical powers. People believed the horns of the unicorn could cure sickness. Pegasus delivered thunderbolts and lightning to Zeus. Wherever Pegasus walks, springs of water appear. So which one of these is a fact? B, which one?
Pick C.
C? Are you sure? Typing their answers into the chat now, please.
B.
B? Okay, good job. B is correct. People believe. Yes, it is a fact that people did believe this. Okay, good job. Okay, so let's go back to, actually, so you're gonna do this one for homework. Okay, you're gonna fill out the audience reaction to Miata and the audience reaction to Rudy. So I'll send this Venn diagram home. So you're going to look at the pages in the book where the two give their speeches. Okay, so this will be pages 88 through 91. So read those pages and then fill out the Venn diagram. How did the audience react to Miata's speech? And how did the audience react to Rudy's speech? Okay, so I'll send, so what did I say? Pages 88 through 91. And then fill out the Venn diagram. So I'll send the Venn diagram home now. Okay, so now let's do quizzes while we still have about 5 minutes. So everyone can get onto quizzes and we'll do that and then I'll send home the homework. So the link in the chat if you want to get on that way. If not, then joinmyquiz.com. Yep, I've just sent the link. Chimai, do you see it? Yeah. Okay, if not, the code is 21219. Does anyone have questions about what we talked about today? Yes, Ling Ji. Or sorry, Chimai. Sorry, Ling Ji.
Miss Lisa,
Yes, tell me.
I can't go into quizzes.
How come?
My computer is lagging.
Okay.
Could I go out?
No, it's not time to go out.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to start it now. I still am waiting on some people to get on, but you can still get on after. So who am I still waiting on to get? This is not on here. P is not on here. So I'm going to send the list of everyone who completed the quizzes home today, and then you can explain to your parents why you weren't joining in class if you're not on that list.